Yeah, is it visible now?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, let's get started. I think there is some issue. Okay, so I'm going to present today on making reverse engineering fun. So yeah, let's get started. Reverse engineering is the process of extracting the knowledge or design blueprints from anything man-made. And in computer science, it is the process of disassembling or decompiling the binary code of computer program for various purposes. So this is the definition. But if you want to understand what is happening here, so consider this: you have a cycle. You bought a cycle from your a market, and you want to understand how this cycle is working. You what can you do? You just grab the screwdriver and try to disassemble. You try to open all the screws there is to untwist and take out all the parts. We are just doing that with the computer binary. That would be computer reversal. I mean, computer program reversal. Where can we use this reverse engineering? We can use this in cracking any paid program legally or illegally. We can use that same into malware analysis to find out how we can extract the decryption key of a typical ransomware or analyze the behavior of a malware. You can use reverse engineering to analyze the vulnerability, find 0 days, or you just want to recover the source code of your old program. Make sense? Yeah. So there are few layers for a computer, and we are going to reverse the program on the assembly level. We write the program on high level with languages, programming languages like C, C++, so on. When we disassemble the program or decompile, we get the assembly code and we analyze to get what we want. First, we need to understand a few things. There are several registers. No need to worry about that. In high-level languages, C, C++, we have variables. But when we get onto the system level, we have registers which works as variables, kind of. There are several types of registers. General, segment, pointer. You can see that.
Malav, just a minute.
Yeah.
Can you increase your resolution a little?
Okay.
It's not full view right now. Yeah, that's perfect. Thank
Okay.
you.
Better. Okay. So there are types of registers. General, segment, pointer. I have written here, but you don't need to remember everything. So registers EX, EBX used to store data before you can call a syscall. Syscall is just like a function. There are other registers like EIP, eFlex, segment registers. You don't need to worry about that right now. What is EIP? EIP contains the address of the next instruction which is going to be executed. So EIP tells the CPU on which instruction should be executed next. So if we want to modify which instruction should be executed next, we should be able to control this EIP. And what is eFlags? eFlags are just common flags, 1 bit, which contains value 0 or 1, which can just specify if this contains something yes or no, just simple yes or no questions answer. Flags like zero flags and everything, we will get into that. Instructions: move, add, or jump. They tell CPU what to do. Okay, like if you have an instruction of move EX, EBX, or move 2 into EX, what would it do? It would just move value 2 or whatever you have specified into the destination. Same way add, or these are the instructions. You tell CPU what to do next with this instruction. Yeah, you can manage the control flow. So in general C language you use for loop, if else, and but here you can use a bunch of combination of jump and compare and test. So what is jump instruction? Jump instruction simply tells the CPU on which line to go. So currently, if your CPU is executing the line number 5, the jump instruction will tell the CPU to go to line 10 with JMP 10. Okay. Same way, compare instruction, it is different, but what it does, it just compares two registers and stores the output in flags. So let's just say you are comparing one with two, one number with two number. So you will write CMP 1 2. If both are same, if both are same, it will set the zero flag as one. Okay. What it does, it just performs simple subtraction. It will minus one from two, and if our output is zero, it will set the flag to zero, which would mean that both are same. Okay. So from that, this instruction like jump if not zero or if jump if zero, we will get into that. Yeah, stack manipulation, push pop, no need to worry about that right now. This NOP instruction, which will tell CPU to not don't do anything, just wait idle. Okay, two types of code. I'm sure you everyone knows about that. Native code, which directly performs operation on CPU, and interpreter, which interpreter drives to perform operations on CPU. Okay, okay, and yeah, there are several tools we use in reversing disassemblers, debuggers, hex editors, decompilers. So disassemblers takes the machine language codes from the binary you specify and tries to generate assembly code. Okay, and we can read assembly code a little better than simple machine language codes. Okay, you can use debuggers. You can just see if you have assembly code, lines and lines of assembly code. Once you start executing, the CPU will execute until the end of the program. Okay, but what debugger does is they provide you a functionality of executing one line at a time. You can execute one line at a time, you can modify contents, and you can analyze result after one line. Text editors, you can just take the dump of this binary file and just like you would edit a simple notepad file. Okay, decompiler, you revert the source code. So if you have compiled in C, uh, you will get the C source code to some extent, like Libra does. I haven't prepared much with PPT because I wanted to invest in demo. Okay, let's get into it. Yeah. Is my screen visible right now?
Yes, it is.
Okay. So we will try to modify this program. There's a simple dialog. Okay. Dialog as new. It doesn't show anything. We use simple debugger. Got this and okay. This is a debugger and yeah. Uh, I don't think if text is visible or not. So debugger has paused our program at its starting. Okay, just a second. It has paused the execution at the start. Okay, and this is a simple debugger. You can see the values of registers at this right portion. Okay,
Malav, if you can just increase the font size.
okay. Maybe will this work?
Yeah, that's perfect. Thank you.
Okay. So on the right we have registers. Okay, which is simple as we explained before. It just shows the value of registers in real time. As program is paused at the start of its, we have value of registers after initialization of the program. Okay, so this is the disassembly. Every instruction disassembled, we can set the breakpoint over here, and you can analyze the memory dump over here. Okay, this is what we need right now. So we press F9 to make the program run. Okay, options, get text, whatever those. Now restart and search for all reference text. Oh, I forgot to explain what we want to do here. Okay, so here we want to change this dialog as admin, dialog as main. Okay, we want to change this to something else. Okay, yes, this is only debug, and we want to change that. So ASCII dialog as main, following this assembler, dialog as main, following the selection. Dialog, we now select some the string we want to replace by holding mouse and cyclic binary edit. Okay. Dialog as admin. Now F9 to run. Dialog as admin. Okay. So this was just to explain simple portion. Now we can get into some serious stuff. Okay. This is the simple program which will ask for serial number, and it will check enter serial. That serial is incorrect. We don't want incorrect serial. We want this to be right. Okay. So what we can do, we can just open that debug. It is paused at the start. So in most of the programs, while you reference the strings, you can get most of the details out of the strings, and you can just analyze what caused those strings. Okay, and search for reference strings. This is the string which hurt us the most. And incorrect. Okay, I got the part where it is incorrect. This is the jump instruction, G and Z, and here gray line means that it would not CPU would not take this path. Okay, and this is the red, which means that it will. So we need to analyze instruction before that. As we said before, this instruction, jump instruction, JNZ instruction checks for the flag. Okay, zero flag, and which is set to one, and will take the jump accordingly. So after executing this instruction, it would check if it's zero. If it's not zero, it will jump to this, and which just executes this serial is incorrect. Okay. Same way, there are a bunch of instruction like CMP and CNZ. So we can say that there should be some work with this. So we can just set breakpoint. Yes, F2 to press the break to set the breakpoint. So F2 will just stop the execution right before executing this specific instruction. So it will execute everything before this CMP instruction and just stop this execution at this. Okay. Yeah. Um, this jump directly takes us to incorrect. Okay. So we do not want this. Okay. This is just a simple comment. Same way, this second jump also takes us to this serial is incorrect. And also this third one. Okay, we have set all these breakpoints and now F9 to start register, and we are entering 888, enter serial. Now you can see execution is paused at this instruction of compare. We can press F9 to execute this CMP instruction. Okay, this CMP is executed, and now JNZ instruction is to be executed. Okay, so you can see this here. CMP instruction has set this to 0. Okay, which means that it was right. Now we take F9 and let's see where it takes us. This serial is incorrect. Okay, now restart, search for reference strings. Correct. Okay, all breakpoints are set. We don't need this. Now run. Do not want this one. Okay, but you can see this Z is 0, and if we let the CPU execute this instruction, it would directly go through this. The serial is incorrect. So we can just change the value of 0 left to 1. Okay. Now the red line is turned to green, which means that this instruction, this jump will not be taken. Okay. Now F9. Again, another jump instruction, another red line means it is going to be executed, followed. Change the jump, 0 flag, which is C. Again F9, another jump, another 0, and we can see this jump will take it right past to incorrect. Okay, so we want that to be followed. F9, and yeah, that serial is correct. Okay, but there is a problem. Okay, we don't want to do this every time we want to execute this program. Okay, so we need to find exactly what was the serial. You can suggest we first remove all this breakpoints. Okay, there is a command, a call to directly get DLG item text A. Okay, uh, which is Windows function, Windows Win API function, Win32 API function, which will get the text from the dialog. Okay, yeah. We have provided input in a dialog. Okay, so it gets something from this and moves. It gets something from this function and moves that into EBX. Okay, and perform some operations on. Let's see. Register. Enter serial. So if our hypothesis is right, EBX should have value of this. F9 to continue. Now it will move that to EBX. EBX is modified. Okay, so it contains the value. So now what is BL? BL is the lower part of EBX. This instruction just compares BL with 61. What is 61, you ask? 61 is 61 is simple A in hex. So CPU is going to compare BL with A. Same way you can see that after jump and operations, moving some portion of that to EBX again, it is going to compare BL with 62. You can follow them, which is B, same way C. Okay, so it is comparing our input serial with E, B, and C. So if we want that, we can just exit this. We don't need that right now because we found serial. Register B and C. That serial is correct. Okay. So yeah, that was it. And now we can move to third. It takes user and serial both. Check. It doesn't work. As always, we can call this to help. F9 to run. Check. Okay. Give me at least 4 letters. So we know that we want username to something more than 4 characters. Check. So serial doesn't match. So we can see that there are test cases with both user and serial. User should be greater than 4, greater than or equal to 4, and then serial, which should match. Uh, what is provided in the program. Okay, restart and search for the strings. We don't want this because it says serial is bad. We want this. Okay, so let's see what it does before. There is a call for strcmp and there is a test for eax. Okay, test is simple end operation which will check. So consider end EAX. So if that is 0, which means if output of this is 0, which means that EAX is empty. Okay, if EAX is empty, it will jump to this. Now let's just put breakpoints everywhere. We don't want it to take this. And this EAX is set by this call string compare. This is another Min32 API function. You can just Google every time. You don't need to remember everything. Which will set the value of EAX to 0 if both string is same. String 1 and string 2, which will be compared. We have put the breakpoint here and F9 to run user check. Okay. Start. And, see, execution is paused at this test. Okay, and yeah, let's execute this. Red says that it will move directly to this bed, and we want to change this one. So it is now gray, which means it won't be executed. So it won't be followed. And next instruction, which is push 40, and another several push, which means that this should be executed. F9. It worked. So another thing I wanted to show, you can just copy the modifications you have made to another exe. So like a patch, you can save file. Okay. Yeah, actually, I made a mistake over here that we set the breakpoint. Okay, breakpoints cannot be saved in another file. We need to change that. Uh, it will make sense in a minute. Here we modified zero instruction, zero flag. So this instruction won't be executed. Okay. Instead, we can do one thing. We can just delete this. Okay, and space to assemble at this address and no. As we seen before, what knob does, it just simply won't execute anything. Okay. And remove the breakpoints. F9 to run. Okay. Okay. Work. Now for the patching, copy to execute all modifications. Copy all. Save file. worked. Yeah, so that's it. Uh, and anyone have any questions for me?
Wait, let me check the YouTube.
Okay.
I guess there are no questions, Malav. Thank you.
Okay. So thank you.
Thank you so much.